Whoa, I'm getting some things ready. We're having a family gathering tomorrow. I'd like to prep the food so that I don't have to do it tomorrow. Generally, when we have these family get-togethers, I don't plan well and I'm rushing around. We usually get together like in the early afternoon, like 2 o'clock. I'm always late, no matter how much effort I put in, always late. And this is me trying my best to not be late because I don't like being late. And I already forgot to pour myself more coffee, so that's annoying. I'm gonna make the brown sugar crap that goes on the top. These are bacon wrapped little smokies. Everybody's made these. The thing about this recipe, which I don't think I've tried, I thought in the past I tried a recipe and it had the Worcester sauce, but I can't find that recipe anymore. So I don't know if it still exists or what, or I made that up. Maybe I'm remembering wrong. Most of the recipes I found just had brown sugar. This recipe has chili powder and cumin. And then one of the recipes I saw had black pepper. So I'm adding all three of those. I'm not going to add the Worcester sauce. I heard somebody say he was from England and that's how you pronounce it, is Worcester sauce. So Worcestershire. So that's what I'm saying. It sounds funny though. A teaspoon and then a half a teaspoon. I think that's half. The numbers are wore off. Anywho, half a teaspoon cumin. I'm gonna get this ready. I don't like the recipes that just have the brown sugar. I think it needs a little pop of something else. And actually, I feel like that's a lot of brown sugar, but I am doing a lot of little smokies. So, here we are. Anywho, yeah, everybody's probably made these before and that's great. This is an easy recipe for me to start with to just get something off my list. I think I have 4 things to do today. Gotta make a cake. I've gotta make some rolls, like cinnamon rolls, but they're gonna be jalapeno popper rolls. All right, I wasn't sure about the different spices in here, but this smells pretty spicy. I can definitely smell the stuff I put in. I guess I should tell you what I put in. So it was for a 14-ounce package, which is the small package. This is a larger package, so I upped it a little. So according to the recipe that I found, it was 1 cup of brown sugar, half a teaspoon of cumin, 1/4 teaspoon of chili powder, and then the 14 ounces of smokies and the bacon. I did a little bit more. I doubled some things through the pepper in there. So this is smelling pretty good. I like that. Then I'm just gonna set to the task of wrapping these. I've got my shallow baking pan. I only have 2. One's shallow, one's deep. So I've got my shallow one. I need my deep one for later. I'm making the jalapeno popper rolls and then the little smokies. And then I'm doing like a bubble up pizza thing. I made that before, but it was requested that I make it again. So I'm making that. And then I'm making a cake to take for my daughter's birthday. So that sounds like fun. Feel like I should cut this in thirds because there's a lot of little weenies here. Maybe I'll do a chunk in half and just see where it gets us. That'll work. That seems like a lot because I wrapped it several times. I don't want to run out of bacon because I don't think I have any more. So if you've never made these before, I'm here to tell you they're delicious. They are time consuming. They're not hard, but they take a chunk of time because you got to wrap every little one, shove a toothpick in it. But I feel like they're worth it. But the problem is you eat them so fast because they're so dang good that you could probably do like 4 packages, at least, you know, with my house, because there's a lot of people when we do these get-togethers. They go quick. I don't think I've ever brought leftovers home of these, maybe a couple. Because when I'm late, everybody already ate, and then they're all full. So sometimes I do bring leftovers home, I suppose. But if I get there on time, they usually get eaten up. But they're quite good. They're worth the effort. There's never enough. And I found the last time I made them, I cooked them for a long time, like over an hour. And I think I did a lower temperature and they just really got that nice crisp. Sometimes some people, they make them and then the bacon's still floppy, and that's gross. I know a lot of people like floppy bacon, but I don't. And especially in this application, you want it to be like that nice crisp, not black, not burnt, but like that nice crisp that bacon gets. And then they're so good, they just melt in your mouth. I hate when other people make them and then you pick it up and it's got like a big fatty hunk of floppy bacon on there. And it's like, ugh. But you can't put it back because it's like a gather egg and you already touched it. And you don't want to leave it on your plate because that seems rude and wasteful. So then you're just stuck eating it and it's so gross. So that's my 2 cents. I have 3 third pieces of bacon left, so like 1 piece. Just going to cut it up, throw it in the pan, let it drip in a little extra flavor. If I had more than this, I'd probably throw it in the fridge and just hang on to it, but it's only 1 piece. Not a big deal. And I don't actually know how I'm gonna store this because all my toothpicks are facing up and they're gonna stab through whatever cover I put on here. So that's cool. There's the pan, if you can't see it from where you are. I'm gonna take this junk, brown sugar mixture we made, just sprinkle it over the top. And it looks like a lot, but it'll kind of melt down. Coats everything, crystallizes on there. Not a low-calorie food, but it's delicious. I'm gonna cover this. I'm gonna cook it tomorrow so that they're fresh. I like to cook it at 350 because that's the temperature I cook bacon, and just leave it in there until it gets all done. I will show you a picture of it tomorrow when it is done, but for now I'm gonna cover it, throw it in the fridge overnight, and then we'll be ready to go for tomorrow for that. There we go. Intermission, we'll clean up, reset, put that away. All right, I've got a little bit of a mess going on, getting dinner ready. I'm going to make 1 hour dinner rolls. I make these all the time. I should do a dedicated video. This recipe is awesome. This is going to be for the bubble up pizza. So I'm gonna make the rolls, let them rise, and then assemble the pizza bake, and then throw it in the fridge. If you're making this recipe at home, the original recipes that I found, which I don't use, they all used like canned biscuit dough, and you can certainly do that. You could also use like Rhodes rolls, and that would work. I like to make my own rolls. I've been using this recipe for years. It's really good. So, and they're really quick too. So I just make my own. It doesn't take that much extra time, and you can use whatever you want, really. I'm going to shred up all this cheese. I have Monterey Jack, mozzarella. This is mozzarella as well. I don't need all of this for the pizza, but I will need all of it because I'm making dinner and it needs cheese too. So I'm just gonna shred it all. I only use the combo because I like the way it tastes. You can use whatever you want. It is pizza, so whatever cheese you would use on pizza would work great for this bubble up stuff. And I'm realizing too, right now as I'm talking, that I'm gonna need cheese for the jalapeno rolls. So, might have to run to the store. Maybe I have something in my freezer, I'll have to look. But I just shred these and then mix them together. Cheese shredded. I used what I needed for dinner. I found caramelized onion jack and 3 pepper Colby jack in my freezer. I used to like get cheese in bulk and then freeze it, thinking that it would be great and save me money. I froze cheese before. It seemed fine, but it's not. When I go to shred it, I thought, and then I try to shred it, it just crumbles everywhere. And usually if I'm shredding it, it's not a big deal. I can use crumbles too. But I stopped doing that now. And I'm just trying to use up what I have. So I've got these weird ones like the caramelized onion jack. It's kind of hard to like use that in things. So I think this will work for the jalapeno rolls. But you can't just like throw it in macaroni, at least not for my kids. The cheese is shredded. This is gonna be like the sauce. And I'm trying to remember if last time I put the pizza sauce right on there. I feel like I had the pizza sauce separate. And then I just cooked the rolls with the butter mixture. I can't remember. I think I'll just keep it separate. So I have about a half a cup of butter. I'm gonna add some olive oil, just whatever's left in my bottle here. And then garlic salt, I already put some in. I'll just add a little more. And then parsley, because I like it. Whoop, that was a lot. Oh well. This will be the sauce, I guess you could call it, like the glaze, I don't know. We're gonna put this on the biscuits before we cook them. It doesn't smell very garlicky. Maybe I should use powder instead of salt. And you can absolutely use fresh garlic and mince it. I think I did that last time, but I just don't want to this time, and this will be fine. I don't even know if I have fresh garlic, so whatever. Okay, so we're just waiting on the rolls to rise. Alrighty, my dough has risen. All I'm gonna do is rip it into clumps. Just little clumps. Maybe I'll try and shape them. I don't think it really matters. It's all gonna stick together when it bakes anyways. If you were using like Grand's biscuits or something, you would just like cut them in half, cut them in quarters, however small you wanted them, and then throw them in here like this. If you were using Rhodes rolls, you could do the same thing, just cut them into smaller pieces, because you don't want to pull a whole roll out of here. That would just be too much, Bob. So really you could do anything. If you got crescent rolls, I don't really care for crescent rolls. I think they're way too sweet. But if that's your jam, you know, you could cut those up, throw them in here. It doesn't matter, whatever you feel like would be good for your pizza base, because that's really what this is. I like to do, well, I say that as if I've made this so much. I made this once before, and I did 2 layers, and that worked out really well. So that's what I'm planning on doing this time. And there's dinner. We are having spaghetti pizza tonight. Once upon a time, I made a video about that. Might have been on my old channel though. But it is quite good. These are like sticky boogers. All right, good enough. That's about half. So I'll use about half of this. There's 3/4 of a cup. Stir it so that all your seasonings aren't settled on the bottom. You want to paint each little dough ball. It smells so good already. I'm always nervous, like this doesn't look like it's gonna fill the pan. I hope it does. Okay, I'll throw some cheese on there. I think I severely overestimated the amount of cheese that I would need. That's fine, I can use that for the jalapeno rolls. My daughter and I are watching Last of Us. We're not in the new season yet. We're re-watching the old season. Oh, that show is so good. It's all I can think about right now as I'm making this pizza thing. That's all I can think about is watching that show. Last weekend, we watched, what is it called? Predators or The Predator or Prey. Oh, it was called Prey. Prey is like the prequel to the Predator movies. So we've been watching through all of the Alien and the Predator movies. And we were up to Prey. So we got through the Alien movies, the Alien versus Predators, the Predator movies, and then we have the prequels left. Let me know if you've seen this movie. It was so bad. I don't even know how I don't know how Predator has a franchise. Like the first movie was good with Arnold. The second movie was crap, like everybody knows that. And then all the movies, I did like, which one was it? The Predator, I think, was funny. It had that, what's his name? All I can think of is Key. I think it's Key, something Key. But he's in it, and it was funny. The movie itself, the storyline was stupid, but the movie was good, and I enjoyed it because it had a lot of humor in it. But the whole Predator franchise, man, like, I don't get it. I'm an Alien girl through and through. I don't know why in the Alien versus Predator, like, the xenomorphs lost, essentially. Oh, spoiler alert, sorry. If you haven't seen them, you're like 30 years behind. There was no reason for that. The xenomorphs are far superior to the Predators. I don't get it. I think that the person that did the Alien versus Predator movies had a grudge because they probably liked Predator and they saw that Alien was way better. So I don't understand it. We still have a couple movies left to go. Cheese Thief. We have a couple movies left to go, and it's just like, ugh. But now Last of Us came out, so we're watching that, and it's so good. So can't wait to get to that tonight. We got to figure out what we're watching. You guys have any thoughts? I want to make them watch Drop Dead Fred. Does anybody remember that movie? So I think maybe I'll make them watch Drop Dead Fred. I watched that when I was a kid and I loved it. But as an adult, I don't know if it's still a good movie. I have not watched it as an adult. But I remember it from when I was a kid and I liked it. But I don't know, man. We'll see. Maybe I'll let you know. I think I just decided that's what we're watching. Any objections?
Objection, Your Honor. No.
Overruled. Okay, Drop Dead Fred it is. Let you know how it is. Stop! You ate enough. Okay, so I just have a little bit of cheese left. I will save this for the jalapeno rolls and mix it in with the other cheese if my cheese thieves don't finish it, which they won't. This is done as far as I know. I'm going to cover it with foil, throw it in the fridge. I'll bake it off tomorrow. All right, that is it for now. My cheese has to thaw. We are going to go watch our movie.
The cheese under here?
This cheese.
So don't touch this.
Stop it. We're going to go watch our movie, do our sweet night, and then I'll come back to this
pizza's done?
later. This is dinner tonight, spaghetti pizza. It's so good. Okay, that is all. This is jalapeno popper rolls. So they're like cinnamon rolls, but jalapeno popper filling, which sounds delicious. I should have read through the recipe ahead of time. You know, rookie mistake. I didn't do it. Anyways, this does take an hour to rise, so I want to get it going now and then get some of the other food cooking because we got to leave in a couple hours. So, 2/3 cup of whole milk. It says we got to warm it in the microwave. Combine the milk with 1 tablespoon of sugar. Sprinkle yeast over the milk and whisk to blend. I don't think this milk is warm enough. I don't see any water in this milk either. Oh, I don't have my microphone on. I've got my microphone now. I gotta heat up my milk some more. And then it says 2 teaspoons of dry yeast. It's gotta sit and get foamy, and I'm gonna get the oven started and cook some of the other food. Okay, so this says a couple steps further up. It says combine in the mixer 4 tablespoons of sugar, flour, and salt. This is the dry stuff. We're giving that just a little bit longer. Then we'll be good to go. I wonder if the cream cheese needs to be softened. Can you grab me a block of cream cheese out so I can soften? Add eggs, whisk until smooth. So we need, yes, you're gonna do that. We need 2 eggs added into here. So get a little bowl to crack them first. These are the bacon weenies from yesterday. I'm just gonna get them in the oven at 350. Okay, crack one, throw it in there. Make sure there's no shells.
First time cracking an egg.
No, it's not.
I am making a joke.
Oh, yeah. Because you sucked real hard at it. This is why we crack it in a small bowl. Oh my goodness. So many shells.
Basically threw the whole thing in there. I like cracking eggs. I just don't like the process of taking all the tiny shells out.
Well, you're not supposed to get the tiny shells in there.
Yeah.
So that would solve that problem for you. Dump it.
And then
Do the other one. Make a bigger crack. Crack it on the table, on the counter. Make a bigger crack. Don't crack the end. Why did you do that?
I went like this and I...
Okay. The butter needs to be cut up. We're gonna add it in slowly.
Hi! We're making bread. This is fun.
This dough looks very interesting. I don't know that I've really seen dough like this. I don't know. It probably looks the same as every other dough, but like just the color and the way that it's working itself around. I do feel like it's going to be too sticky because once I try to roll it out, it's just going to stick to everything. So I'm going to put a little bit more flour in and try to de-stickify it. All right, so this is far less sticky. I'm going to let it knead for like, I don't know, a minute or two, and then we will set it aside to rise. I'm going to make the filling. The dough should be about at its time limit or minimum, whatever. So I feel like this is enough cheese. I didn't have to get into the, what was it? The 3 cheese pepper jack or whatever, 3 pepper jack. It's 8 ounces of cream cheese, so 1 whole block. I did leave this out and let it get soft. 4 slices of bacon. This needs to be cooked and crumbled. 1 red onion diced. I'm gonna dice this as small as I can get it without the help of machinery. Okay, I feel like half an onion's enough. I'm not gonna go too oniony. A medium jalapeno sliced and diced. I have these ones that we chopped up. That's probably 1. I don't know. They are frozen, but they are cutting nice. 2 teaspoons of chives. I have green onions. Just finish off my bag. 2 teaspoons of garlic. This is also frozen. It says the shredded cheese should be a topping. It doesn't go right in the filling. Like a topping on the inside of the rolls. Okay, that should be the filling. Cream cheese is not quite soft enough. I'm just gonna throw this in the microwave for a minute. Okay, there's the filling. Pretty spreadable. Here's the dough. Don't feel like it rose a ton, but I guess it did some. So, ooh, this is very soft dough. I'll use my big rolling pin. Oh, that is sticky. I'm supposed to get 12 rolls out of this. So, and it is pretty greasy, so it's not sticking. It just doesn't feel as dry as some doughs. All that butter. I'm thinking we want this like in a big rectangle. I've never made cinnamon rolls or anything like this before. I always wanted to try, but I don't know. I haven't. Okay, well, good enough. So I don't think this matters if it's pretty thin because we're going to be rolling it. Although I do feel like I probably could have done more. Oh, maybe this is fine. These smell really good. I hope they taste good. These are kind of labor intensive. So we're supposed to have 12. So I wonder if there's a better knife for this. Do you see that? Actually gonna get more than what it said I could. A giant one and a mini one. And I'm just gonna throw those in there too. Whatever. There's the pan. They're supposed to rise again. I'll just set them aside, see what happens. There's little smokies. They look dark, but they're really good like that. Like this one. I'm gonna eat right now because I gotta test it. It's still really hot. I'm throwing this in. You can see how much these rose overnight, and now I've let it get warm, so hopefully they cook up nice. There it is. It looks delicious. It smells great. We just got to pair it with some pizza sauce. These look amazing. So there's a topping that goes on it. It's just like garlic butter. I'm using parsley for the top because I don't have chives. It has a teaspoon of salt. It calls for minced garlic, but I'm going to use powdered garlic. So we'll do, yeah, that's fine. And then a teaspoon of diced chives. I'll just throw some parsley in there. And then it says It says brush the buttery topping over the warm rolls. These smell so good. Hope they taste good. There they are. And I'll try to get a shot like on a plate so you can see what they look like, but they look delicious. I'm gonna head out. Hello, it's future me. I'm editing. These rolls, the topping was way too salty, so I'll link the recipe. If you make them, I would cut the salt maybe even in half because it was too salty. The bacon weenies were delicious. The pizza, bubble up pizza was great. That seems to be a hit every time. The also with the jalapeno rolls, I think I would mix that shredded cheese into the filling because it didn't seem like the rolls stuck together very well because it wasn't like touching that gooey cream cheese layer. So those were the couple of changes I would make. I would make them again. The flavor was pretty good besides all the salt, but that is it. That's all I have for you. If you made it this far, thank you very much. If you want to watch another video, I'll put that up here. And if you want to see more, I'll put a subscribe button like right here. And I will catch you next time. Have fun, and I'll see you later. Bye.